The G7, you've heard the name, but what exactly is it? And why do the world's most powerful leaders gather every year behind closed doors? Welcome to History and Events Screen TV. Please do subscribe, share, and like. Today, in just a few minutes, let's break down what the G7 really is, what they do, and why it matters to all of us. The G7, or Group of Seven, is a powerful alliance made up of the United States, Canada, the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, and Japan. The European Union also joins the discussions. These countries represent some of the world's strongest economies, biggest democracies, and most influential governments. Together, they hold enormous political, financial, and technological power enough to shape global trends for decades. The G7 began in the 1970s, at a time when the world was facing a huge economic crisis. Oil prices were rising, inflation was climbing, and global markets were unstable. So the leaders of major economies created a space where they could meet, coordinate policies, and stabilize the world economy. What started as an economic meeting slowly evolved into one of the most important decision-making groups in global politics. Today, G7 meetings cover far more than money. They talk about the world's biggest challenges. First, the global economy. They discuss inflation, trade, financial risks, and how to keep markets stable. Their decisions can affect fuel prices, interest rates, and the cost of everyday goods. Second, global security. From wars and rising tensions to cyber threats and terrorism, the G7 often shapes international responses and alliances. Third, climate change. The G7 pushes for cleaner energy, cutting carbon emissions, and preparing for natural disasters, issues that affect millions of people worldwide. Fourth, global health. After COVID-19, the G7 focuses heavily on pandemic preparedness, vaccine access, and improving health systems for the future. And finally, technology. Artificial intelligence, digital security, data privacy, and semiconductor supply chains are becoming central topics because technology is now at the heart of global power. But the G7 is not without criticism. Many argue that it represents only wealthy nations, leaving out the voices of developing countries. Others believe the G7 sometimes makes promises that are not always fulfilled. Still, despite these criticisms, the G7 remains one of the most influential platforms driving global cooperation. Whether we realize it or not, the decisions made inside a G7 summit affect our daily lives, from the price of fuel, to the strength of our economies, to the safety and future of our planet. And that's why the G7 continues to be one of the most important gatherings in the world. If you found this explanation helpful,